And welcome back to another Marvel Strike Force video. I'm here, host Sith Lord Fluffy. To my left is the man, the myth, the legend, the CDotts. And we are here today with the April 16th, 2021 blog post. So we're going to go over that and kind of give our thoughts on it. I'm not super excited about it. I'll go ahead and tell you that. And we'll just let's just dive in and go ahead and go with that. Alright, April 16th, 2021, like I said, what's in store is the title of this blog post. Greetings, Commanders. This week we're going over incoming updates meant to revamp the Arena store. So if you've got a surplus of Arena credits, you might want to dust them off. We've also got Blitzes from outer space and the afterlife, as well as weekly events to airdrop character shards onto your roster. Put on your hard hat and let's take a look at the renovations coming to the store. So we've got Arena Store updates. Big updates are coming to the Arena Store, including a revamped Orb and new character shard pricing. Here's what's headed your way on April 21st. So I would guesstimate, be prepared for this to be a patch update when it hits to redo the stores. So be prepared for some downtime on the 21st, guys. It may not be a full-on patch like we get every 5 to 6 weeks, but there's probably going to be maintenance. So first off, training modules. You'll soon be able to purchase 20 level 3 training modules for 500 Arena credits, so if you're looking to rank up more characters, be sure to stop by the Arena Store. I'm not mad at that. That's not bad because that's the current pricing for character shards. 20 level 3 mats is really not that bad.
I'd say it's a meh. I mean, you and I both don't need training mats, so it's a whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I see that as a fair price. I think that if I needed training mats, I would think I would be okay with that. But I'm sitting on 100 training orbs. I don't need training mats.
Yeah, I think the whole training mat fiasco that everyone was going on about. They were the people that were force farm, spending 3 million gold exclusively getting characters from 75 to 80, and they ran out of training mats, and I was like, well, sorry. If you spend more than you're getting in, you're gonna run out. It's all the changes that they've made have just forced it so I don't run. Basically, they made it so it's like Swotar or Swoga now. You're never gonna, if you play the game every day and you don't spend 3 million gold a day, you're never gonna run out of training mats, ever. It's gonna be, it's almost impossible now to run out of training mats.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next up we have the Orb Revamp. The Kingpin's Vault Orb is scheduled to be replaced with a new Arena Orb, which contains Elite credits. Those would be the Elite 4 credits, I assume. Maybe Elite 5 credits?
I would hope Elite 5, man. I would hope Elite 5.
I would too, but knowing Scopely as well as I do, I'm going to say probably Elite 4s. Level 3 training modules, which is actually a drop down from the Kingpin Orb. The Kingpin Orb actually has level 4 training modules in it.
Yep. Character
shards and advanced gear, which is purple gear. The Kingpin does have purple gear in it, I do believe. The new orb will be available for 800 Arena credits, and that is an increase in price. The current Kingpin Orb is 675 credits.
And it's not only an increase in price, but it's I mean, so let's take the Blitz Orb for a second. The Blitz Orb has every character in the Blitz Orb that's in the Blitz store, right?
Right.
That's fine. No big deal. But it also has Domino, who's exclusive to the Blitz store. So, but that orb only costs 375 credits. So because you're getting everybody, you're getting a chance at Domino. You're not oh, hey, but you're getting shards of other people. Well, when you open this, it's not, oh, hey, I'm getting one character for 800 credits or a chance at one character for 800 credits like you do with the Kingpin. It's going to be every character, I'm assuming, except for the minions, in the arena, in this Arena Orb. And then they'll most likely have one character that's, you know, exclusive to this orb. So now, not only does it cost more than what you can get in one day, technically, for most players, the bulk of the players in this game.
Right, you're looking at
it costs more.
You're looking at the top 50 of each arena shard will be able to buy this once a day. If you're outside the top 50, you can't do this once a day, and that is 98% of your player base, because there's multiple arena shards. Each arena shard has 10,000 plus people in it. This is not going to work for most players. Granted, it is going to work for the veteran beta players that have 100,000 arena credits saved up, but what about the other 98% of the player base? Yeah,
if this was one character, right? One character, that's it. Only one character is in this orb, just like it was with Kingpin. 800 would be a fair price, because then you're not getting a set amount. You're only getting like what? I think 5 shards was the max. And that was like the lowest possibility. Most of the time you got like 2 or 3 shards of Kingpin. When you pulled it, I would assume the same for.
So it was 82% for 1 shard of Kingpin, and it was 17.6% for 3 shards.
And then that was it. There was no 5.
That was it.
And there was a 25% chance that it would drop that.
Yeah, 24% chance. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was on all 3 pillars, right?
I'm looking right now. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes,
so,
that is on all 3 pillars.
So basically, I'm assuming what they're going to do is they're going to make it exactly like the Blitz Orb, where it randoms on the sides and it only drops the character in the middle. And so basically, it's going to take forever to farm these that exclusive character. Like, I farmed Domino from 4 to 7 in the time that it took me to get Doc Ock the second time.
I honestly
also blitz a lot.
I honestly think from reading the blog post here, I honestly think it's not going to be like the Blitz Orb. I think it's going to be like the Kingpin Orb, but instead of Kingpin, it will be the new character. And you will have this new character, you'll get 1 or 3 in the middle. You can get, if you get the character on all 3 pillars, you can get a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 9 per pull. I think that's my thought on. Let me back up on that being the prediction. That's not really a prediction. That is what I think it should be.
Yeah.
If they're going this route, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah, let's keep going, because we'll see why I think it's not going to be that. With one line.
So we're evolving the way that new characters are introduced into the Arena Store and making older characters easier to obtain. When new characters are introduced into the Arena Store, they will first be exclusive to the new Arena Orb. When another new character is added, the older character will move out of the orb and become available for direct purchase in the supplies section. The prices for the newest characters and supplies will be changed to 1,250 arena credits. Characters that have been there a bit longer will be set to 500 arena credits. To help newer players upgrade their rosters quickly, much older characters will have a cost of 350 arena credits, and minions will have their cost significantly reduced to 250 arena credits. Scream will go into the new orb first and kick off the Arena Store updates. Accompanying the orb update and bypassing the new introduction system mentioned above will be Red Guardian, moving into the Arena Store for purchase for 1,250 arena credits. We're confident that these changes will help keep parity between new and veteran players while still providing suitable access to newer characters. As with any significant changes, we will be monitoring them closely to ensure that they are producing the intended results, and we look forward to reading your feedback when you're able to get hands-on with the updates.
I don't need to get hands-on with this update. I can tell you right now, it's gonna be crap.
Okay, so
I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be crap.
So which one? Before we go any deeper, which one of these sentences is it that makes you think what you think? You said it was one line. Which one is it?
Yeah, when it talks about when a new character is added, it's gonna take one of the older characters out, just like they do with the Mega Orb.
But it doesn't say.
Is that right? Or am I reading that wrong?
The way I'm understanding it. Okay, now the way I'm understanding it, when another new character is added, so we're gonna get Scream here. She's gonna be in the orb initially. When they go to add a second character to the orb, or do a new character in the orb after Scream, Scream will come out and go to the store. That's how I'm reading it.
Okay, so let's assume that we keep the same structure for the orb. We're gonna assume we're assuming the orb structure is gonna stay the same. You get a 25% chance to pull shards on every pillar. Then you get you get one shard at 80%, and then 20% is 3 shards. So if we want to do math, that is significantly longer to farm a character. And there is no way to get arena shard currency other than placing high in arena, which is capped at what? I'd say for the bulk of players, they're sitting somewhere in between 50 and 500, I would say. I would say that's safe to say that, like,
yeah,
the most active shards probably have, 500 people that are truly, truly active. And you only get 400 credits for doing that. Well, you get plus 250. So at 500, or the 501, I should say, at 501, just so if you don't break the top 500, because I'm assuming you're going to be battling for that, you get 650 credits, which is not even enough to open this orb.
Nope.
So if you are a veteran player and your arena, and you are in arena, you cannot open this orb every day, which you should be able to, because before you would have been short by 25. So even my older, I had a gripe with the older, but it was Kingpin. Who cared, right? No one cared about Kingpin.
Yeah.
So
the only thing that was good about that orb,
people just opened the orb when they had a surplus.
The only thing that was good about that orb before was the level 4 training mats, if you needed training mats.
Yes.
But at least that's my opinion.
So unless they're doubling every single, all the way down to 10,000, which currently gets 100, if they're gonna double that, if they are doubling every single currency at every single reward structure, I'm fine with this. I am 100% fine with this. If they are not, they need to cut every single number that they have in this blog post by half to make it work with how it currently is. Because otherwise, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing that I wouldn't cut in half would be the new orb. I would make the new orb the same price as the Kingpin, which is $675. If they don't increase, if they don't increase our payouts, I think, I personally, I agree with you. I am not a huge fan of this, but at the same time, I have all of the Arena Store characters except for the minions and Swarm. So I don't have to buy them. I don't need to be buying all these characters, and I stay in the 50 to 100 range in Arena, so I get enough to buy 2 sets of character shards a day, or 10 character shards, and I won't even be able to buy, Red Guardian every day, but I would have enough to buy a Swarm Orb every day, or a Scream Orb every day.
Right, but you won't be able to get Red Guardian, so you're basically having to choose. You can't level, and you can't even buy Red Guardian once a day, period. Unless you get in the top 3, you cannot buy Red Guardian once a day.
Right. And
Period.
that's where
End of story.
that's where my issue comes in. I don't think it should be limited to the top 3 players in Arena. I know there are multiple Arena shards. I understand that there are probably 100 to 150 Arena shards, maybe more.
Yeah, but still, at that point, even if you said that, you're talking about 0.05%, not even a full percentage. We're not even talking about 1%ers. We're talking about a half of 1%.
Yeah,
are the 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
Every single shard.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That, you know, even if so just for a round number, and I'm guessing here because I don't know how many Arena shards there are. You say 100 shards, okay, 100 Arena shards. That at most, that's 300 people out of a player base of 750,000 that plays daily.
Oh, well, here, to make it easier, there's 10,000 max in each shard. There are 10,000. So say there's 100, right?
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep the 100. You know,
okay.
That's 1 million players.
Right. Okay. So you say 1 million players. You're looking at 300 out of 1 million. That's not even. That's not even 0.1%. I mean, you know, that's what 0.03%, right? 0.003%. 300 to 3,000. It's a tiny number that is so insignificant that this is not going to work unless they either, like you said, cut the prices in half again, or double our arena payouts.
It's to the 10,000th power, right? 10, 100th, 1000th. It's the 4th number. 0.0003. Come on, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, like, that's too small. Like I understand that they want, you know, what was it that Carrie said about Swugga? They wanted the tip of the spear, you know, to spend $10,000 a year or whatever. This is not tip of the spear stuff. This is Arena Store that everybody in this game should be able to buy character shards and be able to pick which character shard they want to buy.
And not even that. You can't get this currency any other place. Like Blitz, at least with Blitz, you can be like, well, if I don't want that much credits this time, I don't Blitz. Like, I've rarely blitzed the past month because there's been no point, you know, like there's no event, the characters haven't been worth it. Like, there's no point in blitzing. So I blitz like once a day and then I'm done. Just to keep some sort of currency flowing. But like, if I want to blitz, I get crap loads of currency and I can do whatever the hell I want with it. Like, that's the whole point. Like, I'm sorry that your game is moving faster than what you intended, but this is what happens when you don't put characters in the Arena Store at least twice a month. Or no, sorry, at least once a month, sorry. Like, you need, like, I don't understand. This is what I don't get. Like,
it doesn't have to be every month. It doesn't have to be. This is just my opinion, and you know me. You can take it or leave it. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. My personal opinion on the Arena Store is it needs to be once a quarter. Once every 3 months, we get a new character in the Arena Store. Same thing with and I think it should be that way for all the stores. You know, once every 3 months, we get a new character in the Blitz Store. The next month, we get the Arena Store. The month after that, we get the War Store. And it just rotates through. Because the War currency is very valuable. It's very hard to get. The Arena currency, very valuable, very hard to get. Blitz currency is the easiest. It just depends on how much time you want to sink into it.
Exactly.
You know, right. But even if you sink all of that time with Blitz into Arena, you're still only going to get your 1 payout plus your 250 for the day. And you've only got 5 free battles per day. After that, it's 50 cores per battle. And with War, you know, sure, you can spend your Blitz credits and buy the War currency, or not the War currency, but the War energy in the Blitz store. But you can still only do a maximum of 12 fights in war 3 times a week. That's only if you win every single one and you're in Platinum 1. That's only 4,000 war credits.
Yeah. Or you know what the other thing they could do, instead of halving it, they could increase the number of shards you get. Just double it. If you're gonna raise the price, if you're gonna keep these prices, you need to double all the shards that you get. Just double it. Straight double it.
Yeah, so make it. So you're saying make it
either way, it accomplishes the same goal. You either double the shards or you half the prices. Take your pick. I would be fine. I actually would be fine if they did that and kept the orb at 800. I would be if they did one of those other two, like halved all the prices in the store or doubled all of the shards to 10. If they did one of those two things, maybe we'll talk that this is a good idea.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I think, you know, like I said earlier before we started the recording, I think we're missing some piece of information here. I think there is something that they didn't put in this blog post that either A, they're holding close to the vest for the time being and we will know when it happens, or B, they just plain forgot to put it in the blog post. And that's going to be that either A, we're going to get an increased arena currency in our dailies, or B, they're going to double the amount of shards we get.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you think about it, you would have to at least have the top 100 be at 800.
Yeah, at least.
Even if you don't double all of the numbers, right? You have to put the top 100 one be at least your orb. Like, because let's use our numbers again.
That's 1%. 1%. The top 100 of 100 shards. That's 10,000 people. 10,000 is 1% of 1 million people. So So you have to have that number. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're never going to have anybody buying these new characters in the arena store. And people are going to get pissed off and people are going to leave because they can't get it done.
Yeah, because the think of it as the terms of the free-to-play player. Like, this game is constantly I will use myself as an example because it's happening to me. I used to spend over $100 a month, or $80 to $100 a month. But it was sometimes it was over depending on what characters were released, right?
Yeah. Okay.
With the changes that they've made, they have actually forced me to spend less money. I am now down to at least $40 a month, and that is if I want to buy both battle passes. I'm probably going to be picking and choosing which battle passes I go from now on, and and then it would be $20 a month. And this is all because of systems they've introduced to the game. Well, the age-old question, is it better to have 1 million people spending $20 or a few people spending $200, right? Well, I'm pretty sure a cost analysis would say you would much rather have multiple people spending $200 than you would having a bunch of people spending $20. That's just me. And that's the business person, like, especially with the business of how mobile games normally work.
Right. Well, it depends. It depends on the numbers. I mean, it really comes. So now it comes down to the numbers. If you're looking at 100 people spending $200, you're looking at 20 grand. If you are looking at 10,000 people spending $20, you're looking at 200 grand. So
yeah, but that's also the
really
if that many people are gonna keep it up, right? Yes, a bunch of people bought the Strike Pass for Silver Surfer. Right. Why? Because Silver Surfer is one of the game-changing characters in the game. You buy him. Like, it's like Emma. Emma is still the character that I regret not buying. Period. So
I don't regret not buying Emma. She was a $50 buy, and I have her at 6 stars, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
She doesn't unlock anybody.
Yeah. So now think of that person that's free to play. They can't get, like, they can't buy this. You can't buy arena currency. You just can't. You there's no way to get it other than arena. So if you're a free to play player who's stuck in an arena shard you're at like 500, like I said before, you're going to quit. Because now all of a sudden you can't farm the new character that comes into the store, and now there's going to be 2 of them. So you're never going to catch up, so you're just going to quit.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
This comes down to what happened with Swelga. The free-to-play players quit, and the game starts to suffer. Because guess what? If the free-to-play players quit, the whales have no one to beat up on, and then the game dies.
Yep. Now
we're approaching dead game territory.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I will say this: since CG has had some changes in the powers that be, Swelga has changed quite significantly. And it is doing better than it did. Is it where it was 4 or 5 years ago? No, not at all. Is it better than where it was last year? Yes, very much so. So if MSF goes the way of Swelga, they will have to course correct and fix things. And if they don't, the game will die.
Oh yeah, the game and to me, these guys seem like they will let this game die, because they won't care. They'll just let it die. They'll just let it die. It won't matter.
So this is just my opinion, and having played Star Trek Fleet Command for as long as I have, and Marvel Strike Force, both of which are Scopely games, Star Trek Fleet Command was on the verge of dying. It was on the precipice, and it was just a think, and it's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
The player base got together and told Scopely what needed to happen for it to be fixed. And they fixed it. Game is still running strong. So they will push it right to the edge before they change anything.
I don't know. At this point, they need to change a shit. Basically, they need to undo a year's worth of changes. Quite literally, every change. Like I said before we started, this is now the 4th blog post in a row that I have physically been angry at, and that isn't making me want to play this game. I have not had a blog post in this year that has made me want to play this game. None of it. Like, these are supposed to hype you up and make you want to play the game. Not one of these blog posts have.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just, well, we're going to cater to the guy that spends $80 million on our game because he doesn't have anything to spend his raid credits on or arena credits on.
You know, I understand. Whatever. I understand catering to the big spenders. You have to, because they're who keep the lights on. They're the ones who keep the game running. If it wasn't for them, the game wouldn't be here. But you have to throw the free to play a bone every once in a while.
Yeah,
and they haven't done that in a while.
Like, the free to play experience has only gotten worse since what, July last year? Ever since when the symbiotes were announced?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Sorry, Alexa told me I had to blitz.
Yeah, it's about that time for me to do it too. Anyway, let's go on the blog post. I think we've kind of beat that horse just a little bit. Raid season milestones. Hurdling your way soon is your next chance to earn Silver Surfer character shards. The raid season milestones, starting April 18th, participate in the Doom, Ultimus, and Alpha Beta Gamma raids with your alliance to score points and hit milestones containing silver surfer shards. This cosmic wonder will only be riding the raid waves for the next 15 seasons, so be sure to raid often to take advantage. So, you and I had a conversation about this the other night. 15 seasons is 30 weeks, so we're looking at roughly just over 6 months worth of raid seasons.
What it was about? I think we even said it too. What was it, like 7.5? Wasn't that 7.5 months? We said, somebody said it in chat that it was this exact amount of time was 15 seasons. And
it's 20. We know that 15 seasons is 30 weeks. We know that it's going to be 30 weeks, and 30 weeks is just over a half a year.
Right.
So we'll say 7 months. Whatever. So that runs us from now until Christmas, or right before Thanksgiving. That runs us from now till right before Thanksgiving.
Yes. Which is fine.
Yeah, that's a good stretch. That's a good stretch. My supposition of the amount of shards that will be available over the 15 raid seasons was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 300. And that's over 15 raid seasons. I would guesstimate you can probably get 20 or so per season if you completely max out the milestones. I know that your supposition was a little different. If you want to explain it.
Yeah, that they were gonna do it. They were gonna strangle it. Now this was like before we had the confirmation of the 15 raid seasons, right? Like we were saying that here. This is the rumor. Like we were basically investigating every angle that you could possibly get. And so like what I think that they're gonna do is they're gonna make it so the beginning players, the middle players, and then the kind of like Doom players, like basically where we're at, right? Mm-hmm. We're gonna get some. But if you want these shards, you're gonna need to do Doom. And if you don't do Doom, you're not gonna get the bulk of the shard. Like the bulk of the shards are gonna come at the very end. Like, yeah, you're just not gonna get any, but the people in the beginning, like I just said, anybody not doing Doom, they won't get shards, period. They just won't get them. They just won't get the shards that are needed to get any amount of surfer shards that is needed.
I would rough guess that where my alliance is, your alliance is a little bit more raid heavy than we are. So your alliance does get more points in the raid seasons. I think you guys finished 1, maybe 2 milestones past what we did.
Yep.
I would rough guess of what I'm thinking. We're probably looking at maybe 10 or 12 character shards at the most with where we're at per season. So we would be looking at rough guess 150 over the course of the whole thing. That's just my guess. I have no clue. Who knows? They could drop 50 per season for all I freaking know. I don't think they'll do that, but it is indeed a possibility. Especially like if they do what I was proposing. If they drop 50 per season, right? And they put basically, if you take what my idea was and you basically double or triple or even quadruple the amount of shards that I was proposing, you would get it like 50 shards per, right? Which would make sense. Like that would reward the free-to-play player for being, really what would be the highest free-to-play player account you think? 12 million? If they did everything right, 12 to 13 million, maybe 14 million. The largest free-to-play account that I know of right now is just over 11 million, and they've been playing since beta.
Okay, so we'll say 12. We'll just cut it at 12. Like it'll reward, like that 12 million player, I bet you is just on the cusp of saying, yeah, well, I can do Doom. This is kind of in my wheelhouse. I just got to get an alliance that can do it, fine, blah 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 blah. I could say that player could get thrown the bone if he could do Doom and get in an alliance that is doing Doom every time and getting the max amount of shards. That player would be rewarded. Cool. right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how many of those people, like, cause you're a free to play, or not a free to play. Were a free to play before, like, what, a year ago, right? When did you start?
16 months, January of last year. So 16 months ago.
Okay. So and you were free to play before that. So like you know, I don't know, like, and you're like I said, you're about the same spot as I am. And I'd say that we would probably be getting to the point where we'd be getting maybe a quarter of what the total available shards would be. At least that's what I think. Now, it could be wrong. All the rest of the changes that they're making, I think from what it's sounding like, a quarter is being generous, and it might be less. So I don't know.
I mean, that does make sense. I mean, that is a possibility. And we could both be wrong, and they could give us, hell, we could end up with 50 shards, where we're at.
Well, think of how many shards we got for Emma and SSM and Coulson and all those other events. For the entire event, you got 220. If you spent, you got 220. So like, I would spend and I get 220. Because it takes. They bought the high, so if you bought every offer so far, you would have a 5-star, correct? So that's 500
yes.
shards.
Yes.
I would 100% say that there is at least 500 shards going to be in these 15 seasons.
Okay.
That way, you basically get a 5-star, or if you complete everything, or if you bought it all, you get a 7-star.
Well, if you think about it, if you look at the people who have the potential to get all of the shards, these are going to be your massive Kraken guilds, your top, maybe your top 10 alliances in the game are going to be able to do this.
You're talking strict maybe on that too.
Right, because not only are they going to have to 100%, Greek 4.3 every day, they're going to have to 100% Doom every single day. And you're talking about a lot of raid heals, you're talking about a lot of cores, you're talking about spending a lot of money. And now I understand these alliances are sweaty, these alliances spend a lot of money anyway, but this is like taking that to a whole new level. And I could understand that it being 500 shards over the course of 15 seasons, because then these top 10 alliances would all walk out with 7-star Silver Surfers.
Right, yeah, and that's, I'm kind of like, and I say that, and then I'm like, well, what's the max? Like, that's what I'm trying to compare it to, right? Like, they're gonna figure out a way to screw over the light spender, the free to play. They're trying to screw those people over. And like we said earlier, like, I don't want to go back and beat that horse because we already did it. You lose the free to play player, the whales aren't gonna have anybody to beat up on, and no one's coming into this game anymore. They've already proved that. People are leaving this game. People are not coming to this game, so they are not getting new people to whale and be, replace these people with, right?
Right. The numbers leaving are definitely greater than the numbers coming in.
Yes.
There are still some people coming in, but we're hemorrhaging people right this minute.
Yes, and I can only imagine this blog post hemorrhages more.
It's a very good possibility.
To that point,
it's a very good possibility. You do make a valid point. But having said that, on the flip side, and this again is just me being me, I guess I'm an optimist. I don't know. I would probably say that the vast majority of people that are going to quit have already quit.
Probably. Like, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, though, for a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people that are probably sitting on the edge, like, I'm fine. But, like, then again, how many of these people are spenders? Like, not just free-to-play players will leave over this.
Right.
Like,
yeah, you're right. You're very right.
But, like,
But
that's also me taking a look at this raid milestone and looking at what they're doing with the raid orb and being like, well, they're making it so the top, what'd we say, it was 300,000th percent, 310,000th of a print. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah,
are only able to get everything that they want per day out of the arena, the new arena setup.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that they're doing that for the raid milestones. So, what's that? The top 3 guilds? Because I'm assuming we'll use the same numbers, like, because we know that there's a lot more than 100 alliances. But like, so only the top 3 alliances they're expecting to get, you know, all of the shards.
I honestly wouldn't put it past them, man. I would not put it past them thinking that only the top 3 alliances are going to get this.
Now think of the spender who wants to get that and can't because he can't spend to get that.
Guilds are going to, or
this is why I loved the gold milestone event. I thought the gold milestone event was the perfect event because it didn't matter who you were, anybody could do it and anybody could get it. All you're doing is saying, fuck you guys, or redo your alliances.
I think this is going to fracture alliances. We've already seen some of them start to break, and people change places and change names and change clusters and everything else. But I'm holding on to the hope that the gold milestone will come back.
Yeah, we can only hope. We can only hope that this is an experiment, and it like you said, if what we say comes true, it was a bad experiment. It was a bad experiment.
Right. You know, I understand them doing something like this for Silver Surfer because Silver Surfer is a game-breaking character. Game-changing character. He is a game-changing character. I get that. I understand that. If this was Ultron, if this was Ultron, this would work for him. You know, Doom, not so much, because Doom is not as game-breaking, game-changing.
Well, he is. He's just not changing the game in the same way Ultron did when Ultron came to the game. Like, when Ultron came to the game, no one beat him. Like,
well, this is true. This is true.
Just because there is a team that can beat Doom doesn't mean that Doom didn't change the game like Ultron did. Like, the Black Order is an anomaly, right? Like, the Black Order kind of, like, is meant to beat everybody. Like, the team is designed to beat people.
Right.
Like,
right, exactly.
But, yeah.
Well,
there's not too much left.
no, we're almost done. All right. Upcoming blitzes. Rack up shards for characters on opposite ends of the empathy spectrum during our upcoming blitzes. Starting on April 19th, soothe your roster with the Guardian Empath Blitz by clobbering enemies in exchange for Mantis shards. Mantis, if I'm not mistaken, is in the Blitz store.
Yep.
So most veteran players are going to have her at high stars. If you guys need her, she does help unlock Star-Lord. Other than that, she was the greatest healer in the game for about 4 days until Minerva was released. So, she's like a DC character, maybe. She's not bad. She's not horrible. And if that raised your antenna, that should say antennae, I believe. Anyway, then you'll really love Queen of the Dead Blitz on April 21st, where you can drag Hela character shards back to the underworld, or just to your roster. It's your choice. Just don't tell her that you don't know who she is. She really doesn't like that. So for all you guys that are gunning for Black Bolt, or for Phoenix, if you need character Hela shards, April 21st. That should actually say April 22nd, not the 21st, because the 21st is Wednesday.
Yeah, they've been having problems with dates. A lot.
Yeah, they really have.
I mean, first, we fired Decimal Point Jeff. Well,
and
did
then
we
hired his brother
hire
calendar.
somebody that believes in the Mayan calendar or something? Like
No.
happened?
They fired Decimal Point Jeff, but then they hired Calendar Carl, and Calendar Carl doesn't. He's still reading 2020's calendar instead of 2021's calendar.
Yeah,
so,
he must subscribe to the Mayan, or wait, is the Mayan calendar or the Aztec calendar? I can't remember which one.
Well, the Mayan calendar was the one that ended in 2012. So
yes, so that's the one he subscribes to.
Yeah, he's not running off the Julian calendar like the rest of us are.
Yes. I couldn't remember which one ended already, and that's what I was trying to I couldn't remember. It was like it was either the Aztec or the Mayan, and I couldn't remember which one it was.
And
whatever.
And then for the bonus event, Phoenix's legendary event, Phoenix Rising, is right around the corner, which means it's time to boost your team of villain mystic controllers. Don't miss the Malicious Manipulators event, where you can earn double character shards in the following campaign nodes. Hela is on Villain 7-6, Loki on Mystic 3-6, Nobu on Villain 6-3, and Hand Assassin on Nexus 7-6. And just remember, fellas, 2 times 0 is still 0. Until next time.
Good luck, Commanders. Get out there and you bust your butts in the arena. Because only the top 3 get rewards. Christ.
Alright, guys. And that has been our blog post for today, Friday, April 16th, 2021. As always, CDotts links will be down in the description. Be sure to check out his channels. Go give him a like, go give him a subscribe. Same thing, guys. If you like what you see here, drop me a like, drop me a subscription. You'll get notified whenever we post new videos. Also, Discord in the link. The link is in the description. Hop in the Discord channel. You keep up to date with everything we do. Until next time, guys. Been fun. Later.